Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be creating a card using the new Winter Cheer tag set. It's a stamp and die set from Hero Arts. This is also part of the Hero Arts blog hop. So I thought it'd be really fun just to do a little bit of watercoloring and some die cutting and some heat embossing. So I'm going to be creating a watercolor background using some Peerless watercolors. Peerless watercolor, if you're unfamiliar with them, is basically a dye pigment that's on a sheet, and then you pick it up with a water brush or just any type of water with a watercolor brush or anything like that, and then transfer onto your project. So I've got some Strathmore watercolor paper here. I've taped it down to a board, and I'm going to first pick up some Robin's Egg Blue with my water brush. This is a Pentel Aquash brush. This is the medium size. I'm just going to swash that across the watercolor paper, and after I have a little bit on there, I'm squeezing that water brush so it releases a little bit more water. I really want to get that water moving. So now you see there's lots of water coming out. Next, I'm going to pick up some Sky Blue. This is a nice transition shade that I'm going to be using for the center area. So I'm adding a lot of Sky Blue, and after I've added some Sky Blue, I'm going to be adding Alice Blue, which is a little bit more of a true blue color, and it's just a little bit darker than that Sky Blue. It's going to give it a nice grounding color for the very bottom portion of this background wash here. So I'm going to bring in that dye that I'm using because I just want to make sure that it's going to be large enough to go behind the die after I cut it. So I'm just going to bring that in, take a quick glance, and make sure it's big enough. And it wasn't quite big enough, so I'm just going to extend this wash out a little bit on each side using those three colors once more. And because it was still wet, I was able to add that without any problem. So I let that air dry for a little bit and then finished off the drying process with my heat tool. And I'm going to go in with a little bit more color. And the thing that I love about this DIY palette that I've created is that it has some sheets of acetate in it that you can use as a palette to put your colors down so you can really water them down. So if you're wondering how I created this DIY palette, it is directly taken as inspiration from the video that Julie Ebersole shared on the Ellen Hutson YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and link that up here in the top corner if you want to check that out. It's basically a way to have all of your Peerless watercolors all shown on a couple sheets, and you can pick them up and get the color really, really easy. So I took some color, put it on the side of an acrylic block, or on the top of an acrylic block, and then I'm just splashing it on. This is also a tip from Julie Ebersole that I got. It's fantastic. I've used it a lot recently. So I did that with the Robin's Egg Blue color and then also with the Alice Blue, just to add a little more of those droplets on there. Then took my heat tool and dried those. Going to take my Distress sprayer bottle, and you can't really see it because it's kind of off screen a little bit, but I'm spraying on quite a bit of water because I want to get some more interest there in the center. You can see it as I pick it up in the light. There's quite a bit of water on there. So I'm going to take a paper towel and dab up all of that water, and it's going to just take away a little bit of that color that's underneath the water. It's just going to add some kind of organic splash shapes. So I'll hit that with my heat tool once again just to dry everything. And then I'm going to go to my Big Shot machine and die cut this tag. So like I showed you before, this is the Winter Cheer tag. And even though I'm cutting it out of some white cardstock, I'm going to be adding some silver embossing powder on top, and you won't even be able to tell the color of the cardstock underneath. So I'm taking a piece of scratch cardstock and I'm just putting that down underneath the die cut, and then taking my Versamark pad and smushing that down until it coats the entire die cut. I want this to cover the entire area. I'm not concerned about that little tiny circle piece at the very top because I am going to cut that off eventually. I want this to just be a circle. I don't want it to be a tag. So I'm sprinkling on some Ranger Super Fine Detail Silver Embossing Powder, and I'll just heat that until all of it is completely melted. I'm going to let that cool for a minute after it's all done, and then I'm going to apply more Versamark ink on top. I'm going to do 3 coats of silver embossing powder. This is going to give it kind of a faux metallic look over the top of this die cut shape here. It's going to really smooth out all of the embossing powder and give it a nice silver metallic finish. It's a really, really fun look, and I love to do this with die cuts that are like this, that are a little bit more intricate, like snowflakes. So this is the second coat of the embossing powder. I'm going to let this cool one more time and then apply even more Versamark ink on top. So at this point, there's a lot of embossing powder on there. So as I go to heat set this third time, it heats super, super quickly. And it just softens all those edges. It has nice rounded edges all along the edge of the die cut. And then I trimmed off that top tag piece. I then took some navy cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. This is the color Soft Navy. I prepped that with my powder tool and then stamped the Season's Greetings stamp from the same Winter Cheer tag set stamp set. So I coated that in some silver embossing powder and then heat set that as well. The card base I'm using today is created out of some Anina Solar White cardstock. This is 110 pound, and I've scored it at 5.5 to create a top folding card. I trimmed down that watercolor piece so that it was smaller than the card front. It's pretty much approximately 3 3/4 wide by 5 inches tall. And then I took the silver snowflake circle piece, put some foam adhesive behind that larger center area, and then used my tweezers to position that over the top of my watercolor piece and then press down. The last thing to do is to trim off the edges of the greeting area. Just added some V-shaped cuts to give it a little bit more of a ribbon look. And then I put a narrow strip of foam adhesive behind it and then placed that directly on top of that die cut. It's the perfect area for the die cut to go on top of that snowflake. So that pretty much finishes up the card for today. I want to let you guys know that this is part of a blog hop and there's a great giveaway prize involved. So please head over to my blog and hop along and you'll have your chance to win a $100 gift card from Hero Arts so that you can pick out some amazing products from their new release. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on Monday for a brand new card video. Once again, thanks for watching today's video. On screen right now are my 3 most recent card videos. If you want to check them out, just go ahead and click on those and it will take you directly to each video. You can catch me at my blog at kwarnerdesign.com, and I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday.